I'm super excited. Today's groundbreaking day. Today's May 8th, 2023. And after a couple years of preparation and planning and winging it, lots of winging it, we are finally breaking ground at our farm and planting our elderberry bushes. So today is the big day. We are Berry Mary Farms. So this is what we're all about. Everything else is just a sideshow. So in the back here, we've got, these are some hardwood cuttings that I took in January, I believe, and some took better than others. All right, we grew these ones in our own homemade potting soil that we made from our own compost. So there's some ups and downs to that. One of the major downs is it's a little too nitrogen rich, a little heavy on the poop. The obvious upsides are, we're making it ourselves. We're not paying for it, and we know exactly what's in it. So it's it's controlled, it's organic, it's all natural. We like to learn as we go here at Berry Mary Farms. We like to study on our own stuff and try out new things. One of the beautiful things I love about commercial elderberry farming, is it is fairly new. It's not a widely commercialized crop. It's a lot of trial and error, which is my way of going. That's my way to learn. I like trial and error. My absolute number one favorite thing about elderberries is it's like so incredibly hardy. Like you can beat the plant, you can abuse the plants, neglect the plants, throw them out in the ground and do nothing with them, and they're gonna grow. Like it's pretty hard to not grow elderberry. It's pretty hard. Like, you don't need a green thumb. You don't need a green thumb at all for elderberry, which I know me telling you that may not be the best sales tactic for selling my product, because you could just do it yourself. But you can just do it yourself. Anybody can grow elderberry. It grows wild here in North America. So here's one that got ran over. Right, I planted it unknowingly at the time in what would become a pathway for us, and so I just ran over it one day. Instead of cutting it down first, I just ran it over, and I was like, I'll deal with it later. And I did. I ended up using those. I cut it at the base and used those cuttings elsewhere. But so that was last year. We ended up running it over, and here it is this year. It's been completely abandoned. Like I said, I ran over it, I mowed over it, weed whacked around it. It's been completely forgotten and left for dead, literally. And here it is, growing brand new. So just a testament to the hardiness of this plant. And then another example is this potted plant here that my wife's cousin gave to us. I want to say it was last year. It might have been the year before. And all I know is while she was traveling, it sat in a house that she had for a year or close to a year unattended to. And it was still, this little stem was still growing and still had leaves on it when she gave it to us. So we decided, we'll do something with it. Well, we threw it in the garden and kind of abandoned it ourselves as well for a little while. We weren't sure about what variety it was or exactly where we were going to put it or what we were going to do with it. So it just sort of sat in the pot. And here we are at least 2 years, maybe even 3, of complete disregard and abandonment. And look at it thriving. It's got new shoots sticking up. Its root system looks pretty good, or feels pretty good. We'll find out for sure when we open it up here. But we're gonna plant this one in the farm too. Just 2 good examples of the hardiness of this plant. Look, there's some wild elderberry right there. See, it's everywhere. It's just along the side of the road right there. Wild elderberry. I'm done rambling. I've talked long enough. I'm going to take you guys out to the farm. I'm a few minutes away yet, so I'm going to shut down the video. I'll start it back up when I get out there and kind of go over a couple of things with you guys before I get started. And we're gonna go check out the newest plans, the newest additions to the farm, which is really what we actually got this place for, and that's to drop our elderberry plants in. Let's go check it out. So we got 2 rows mulched a while and had a little snag with the tractor. So we're gonna just run with what we got for now, and that's life. So I wanted to show you guys, you know, how this root system played out here. So this was in the cup, and you see those roots climbing up here. You know, so I'm a little late on putting these in. So this should really flourish once those roots have a chance to open up and get going there. So I'm just digging holes with a handheld auger here, getting below the soil level in the mulch. I'm not going right into the mulch. I'm getting under the mulch at the soil level. And so I'm just digging holes with my handheld auger. I don't know if you can see that over there. Yep, laying on the ground. And I'm plopping them in that way. This is what I used before at home, and it got me really a good size hole for those roots to spread out and, you know, getting some of that loose soil. And I'll take you to another one that this one took. Here it is. This one took earlier, as you can see. I got leaf growth. You know, I got some green veg here. So it initially took and was responding, but didn't end up establishing any roots. And so you look down here and you look inside, and it just wasn't a good cutting, is what it really looks like to me. You know, you've got some bugs in there. So I'm gonna snap this up higher, see if maybe we can't get a little bit, if it's not too late. You know, if we get that core doesn't look real good. I think I'm gonna try it anyway though. And we'll set this down, and it's gonna be funky because there's only these 2 nodes right here. We'll see if maybe we can get those to establish. It's worth a try. So I think people might wonder, since I don't own my farmland and I don't live on it, how do I irrigate? You know, the short answer is I don't. But I'm planting already established root systems. So I'm transplanting technically. And when you transplant, you really ought to water your transplants. So thankfully, I've got this stream here in the back of the property, and me and my boys can fish, and I can bucket some water into my little buggy over there. So let me rinse this bucket out here, and I'll show you real quick what we're working with. And there's some, I could go further back. There's a channel that comes in, I don't know if you can see it from here, that fills up from flooding waters, but it's not moving water. And I'd rather not introduce any unnecessary bacteria to the, or at least mitigate the risk on introducing unnecessary bacteria to the plants. So I got this. This is actually for camping, for hooking up, you know, gray water system to your camper or something like that. 25 gallons is what it stores. So, but it's on wheels. It's got a handle. So. Not too bad. Only about 50 yards or so. Now, I do expect this to be the last time I need to do this. I plan on having an IBC tote, 275 gallon tote that I'll keep in the back here. And I have the pump for it already as well. So I can just run hose down and pump it full when I need to. This should be the last time I have to carry. I wasn't in a rush to do that because I knew I would only need one trip here. So it wasn't fun, that's for sure. That was the real fun part, is getting it up here on the truck. So the last time I had to load this thing, it was on a different angle, and the tailgate was lower because of that, because of the terrain. So we're gonna see what I can do here. Let's have some fun. Well, I really do hope that's the last time I need to use this. Busted that wheel up. Also, this is the last time I come out here without my life water straw thingy-mabob. I tell you. I keep forgetting to turn this thing on. I'll get better at it. I wanted to show you guys where I was coming from. See the bridge back there. I kind of wind my way through because it's pretty deep out there. There's some gullies that I could get through, but I'd rather just not. So I went around and back here through. There's a couple reasons you want to have your rows at least 15 feet or so apart when you're doing fruits like this. One of them is obviously to get between them with vehicle or tractor. Alright, so my truck's pretty wide. But the other is, they get real bushy. So right now I can fit through here very easily. I even whipped it around the corner there. But in about a year, 2 years, I barely be able to get the truck between here with how bushy they'll get. I got your mouth full of creek water running the siphon. I wonder how many more times I'll do that today.
Oh, that was great. I literally got to hear the soil drink that up. That was awesome. A lot of different advice on this. I like to have it kind of sink down into there. You know, have the ground kind of slope down into the bush, and then up and away. Kind of mound it. Some people would rather do a hill, and we all have our own preferences, but I like to have it kind of slope in. This way, a little extra rainwater comes in, you know? And then later on in the year, as it grows, we'll mulch a little bit higher around there. You may have been wondering why the last portion of the video I did with the truck instead of the tractor. And there's my mulch pile that's left of it. And why the third row didn't have any mulch to it. Well, we'll make our way over here through the... So when I was dragging dirt around, which I shouldn't have been doing, frankly, the loader popped off the hook there. That's part of the quick connect system. And so in my attempt to throw it right back on instead of stopping and taking it completely off and starting from scratch, I did that. Came right through and busted the radiator. And, so I'm not too concerned with the windshield right away. I mean, it's summertime, but you can't run it without that radiator. Just getting it from the back field back over to here, I mean, that's a 15 acres between here and there, and just getting back from there to here at about 6 miles an hour, it overheated. It already overheated, so we ain't running that anymore until the radiator's fixed. And that's what we get for winging it. Well, that's a wrap for today. So, for those of y'all who are interested in learning and wondering what we were doing at the farm here, this is it. We're winging it.
Yeah.